Good day to all of you. I hope you're doing well. A little delay on the video playback. Everything's working all right. Voice is not doing too bad. Everything else. I hope this month of February has not treated you too bad. Hopefully, you've taken the opportunity to do a little Valentine's Day in. Love the people you love, people. We only got so much time. You can't keep all that love inside you. You gotta give it out. You gotta give it away so it fills back up. So I hope you have found time in busy schedules and craziness of life to spend time with your loved ones and everything else. And I will continue to say that, because it is so very, very important. This is coming from somebody that lost. I had it taken away, and I was in misery, complete and utter shambles. A wretched, beat up human being, and I lost 14 years of my life to being over medicated. And the people that loved me were there for me. I want to thank all of you, and it really means a lot to me, and I will never forget that loyalty and that debt that I owe you for eternal debt. It really means a lot. So when I was at my worst, my grumpiest, my hatefulness, my PTSD was at on fire and all over. I was just bleeding out everywhere. And for those times, my bipolar, which was a lot, was out of control, and I was just outside myself, not my normal self, and they hung with me. And that's because I spent the time for decades beforehand nurturing, loving, caring, gifting. I gave a lot of gifts, but I gave a lot of love, and I was there, and I was honest, and I was sincere, and I had compassion, and I had empathy, and I loved with all my heart those people that took care of me, and they did not forget it. So everybody needs people to help them. It's just how the world is these days. I fly solo, and it gets kind of tough. I still get help, but it gets kind of tough trying to take care of everything. Your car breaks down, you got to get the one to the shop, and then you got to get around to work or go do other doctor's visits or whatever you got going on. It is tough to be solo. There's a lot to be learned. I think everybody needs to spend at least 5 years. That's 5 years solo in their adult, mature adult, not their 20s or something like that, in their 30s or something like that, and really spending time on themselves, growing, and nurturing that inner self, and helping it grow into the person that you're going to be. In your 20s, you're just learning, you're figuring it out, you're experimenting, you're doing your thing, you're living your life. And at least I was a free spirit. I was a free spirit after my divorce, and I stopped taking care of a couple kids and a wife. I was a free spirit to learn who I was. So you can do that with family and everything else. You can learn who you are and become the mature adult that you need to be to raise your children into their teenage years. You got to have a good, strong foundation of who you are. It is very important. It is very important to get through those barriers of that 5 years and that 10 years relationship with your significant other, your lover, your spouse, your wife, your husband. To get through those times, you got to know who you are. You gotta know what makes you happy and convey that to that person and those people, those children, your family. I'm not happy when people run around the house screaming, hollering, climbing the walls, and acting a fool. I'm happy when we're hanging out, doing constructive things, and being positive and love and compassion, understanding each other, spending that time to grow as a family. That's what makes me happy. You got to convey that. You got to know it inside yourself who you are, because not everybody understands these things. Everybody has different vectors they've run off on, things that are more important to them that they grew up, they learned, they had to survive. I've talked about some of the hardships I've had when I moved out on my own at 17, when I moved in the ghetto from milking cows to into the ghetto at 15. It is hard. It's on my Instagram page. A lot of my life story on what I had to go through and everything else. Not in horror detail of some of the hardships that I went through, but a general idea that I had to deal with this. And you all have a story too. And the people that love you and everything else will hear that story. And you will repair the damage that you've done to yourself and that others have done to you. And you will go through during this process and unlearn things that they taught you in school that are like, this does not make any sense to me, be it in college, be it in elementary or middle school or high school. They said, this just does not set well with me. I'm going to unlearn this. This isn't me. And learn things that are you and be open minded. It's very important. It's a journey. It really is a journey. And being kind, compassionate to other souls out there. Now you get to pick and choose a lot of the times who those people are. And you learn through, the experience. Oh, that person I shouldn't have been so nice to and opened up to, and that person I should have done more for. And those are learning experiences. When you have a partner and spouse or a family, those things grow faster. You learn quicker. You learn quicker because more people are giving you feedback if you have proper communication. Mom and dad are telling the kids, and the kids are just little people. They got experiences too, and they can tell you a whole lot about people. They can tell you a lot about people. They can tell you a lot about themselves. You just got to listen. Take the time, sit down, get down to eye level with them and listen. And take that knowledge and learn and grow your family. So that was something my mom and dad did. My stepfather, my father, he raised me since I was 5. They spent a lot of time in my youth doing that. And being mentally ill from such a very young age, I was very very difficult to deal with. I was hypermanic. I was manic at times. I climbed curtains. Honest to God, I climbed curtains. They said I was allergic to red dye too. Really, it was just, I was just on fire and I was full of life. And my parents did the best they could. And I have no anger or hateful or anything else towards them. They did the best they could in the day and the age. 1975 to 1992, 90. They did the best they could. So I love my parents. I love my stepfather. He won't tell you. I tell him I love you, Dad. I love you. I tell my mom I love you, Mom. She hanging out with Dad. She's like, okay. You get her on her own. I love you too. She's full of love. And they shared so much. My mom, especially, showed so much love to us children, my siblings and I, growing up. And it was all the best kind of stuff that we needed. It was fuel for imaginations and creativities and growing and expanding and all those things. Is that showing of that love, that time, the quality time spent. Not give them a freaking iPad or give them a phone, some type of screen, so they get lost in it. We went to the park, Slate Run Park, and we walked trails and we watched deer come out and rabbits, and we played on the swings and we hung out with mom, and she made picnic lunches for us, and we didn't have all the money in the world by far. We were poor, but she made every minute count. Her creativity, her ingenuity was just always there. And those are the things you should share with the people you love, because they will remember. And it's the building blocks for minds, small minds and big minds. It is the building blocks to for growth and everything else. Everybody always says, "You, I need to grow. You need to grow." Well, what the hell are you talking about? Well, you need to grow spiritually and emotionally, family and friends and knowledge. All these things grow in this love and understanding, compassion, listening, all little building blocks to help you grow, to help that form that beautiful mind and to heal. The world is crazy. It is really, really crazy right now. I mean, I have never seen it. I'm 50, and I have never seen it so evil. I felt it when I was in the 80s, where things are kind of like, this is kind of evil, and turn back around from there. I have never felt it stronger. That evil, that just venomous vengeance in people than what I do now. I have never in my entire life. It is just escalated. So in your family, start with your family and friends. Build that echo chamber, that little environment to nurture and grow. We don't need to make our children harder and colder and ruthless to survive in this world. It is our obligation. Mine, I try. I try every day. And yours, your family, and you, to make the world a softer and better place, a safer place for our children, our nieces, our nephews, everybody. Our parents getting old, it needs to be a softer place so we all don't have to live in fear and anger and mistrust and just abuse and all these things that are going on. So it's very important. So build those building blocks. And today I want to talk about my building blocks. This channel is dedicated to a safe place for many, many, many of people pass through. Thank you. That watch the VODs, that hang out, that check on me. Thank you for those checking on me. And a safe place. So we can build, as friends, build some of these building blocks that I just talked about. That's what we're doing here. We're building those building blocks so we have a more beautiful minds, beautiful mind, beautiful life. So that's what we're doing here. And part of my journey, and I'm glad you come along on my journey, is I'm going to talk about March's schedule. The things we're doing together. You're more welcome to come. I try to do different things. Trying to change it up this month. We've got big changes. Changes is always good. Change is growth. And we're going to try to do a few things, get things situated. But we will forever be building that friendship, community, and help all each other in that little eco dome, that little environmental dome, a safe place. We need safe places adults need safe places too. I talked to my therapist, and he's like, and I came to the epiphany for the second or third time. It keeps leaving me, and I keep coming back. You know, I talked to my therapist, and I got upset and everything else because he sees me as mentally ill, and well, I am. And turn back around from there, I don't see as an equal human being. I have my things, but I also understand by talking to the one good thing a doctor, Dr. Black, who's a psychologist, told me he had a bunch of other issues that kind of really hurt me. But he says, psychologists and therapists and everything else got a lot of burdens and a lot of things they deal with, and a lot of stress. And my dad says, well, the reason why a lot of these therapists and doctors and everything else go into the field of psychology, be it psychiatrist or psychology, be it research or practice, is they want to sort out what's wrong with themselves. And so, I get my therapist is getting in all his group of colleagues at the facility that I go to. They see things as them and us. I see things more of it in all of us. And even therapists, need to see. I go to write it in my book. Therapists need to see psychologists. I'm going to suggest it. They need to have an evaluation every year, a 2-3 hour evaluation with a psychologist, a doctor, that really interrogates their mentality, really gets in there and tears away the layers they build up and gets to the core and see if they're able to be caregivers in what they're supposed to be doing, because that's what their job is. Their job is caregivers through mental health, but it's a big thing, and a lot of them suffer from mental health issues themselves, anxiety, stresses, and hypertension, and a whole bunch of other things. And nobody's keeping them in check the way they should be, because they're hurting their patients, and their patients are going off and doing horrible, awful things, or being self-destructive, or God, I'm so sorry to say, unfortunately, taking their own lives or doing something worse. And you can imagine what the worst is. So we need to get a handle on this and that kind of thing. So I'm going to recommend that in my book as one of the things to improve the mental health system. I bring up a lot of problems and a lot of experiences I've had with the broken system in America. But what am I doing to say to fix it? What are my suggestions to fix it? And evaluations for therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists, have them have mental health reviews. Because when you hear a whole bunch of these horrible stories you read in the news, just look it up in Google, look up Europe, look up New York, look up Texas, look up Georgia, look up France, look up the UK is a nightmare, and look up these horrible things these people are doing. Well, some of those victims end up sitting in front of therapists, and they're puking out all this pain and suffering and everything else, and they just can't hold it in anymore. Because I've been one of them people. I'm a victim. Most mental health people, mentally ill people, are victims, and puking up all this stuff, and the therapist got to hear it as trained, got to interpret it, and then document it, and then take a diagnosis with it and an action plan. And that's what they're supposed to do. A lot of people don't make it that far. A lot of therapists can't get to that point. But they shoulder that burden of that pain and suffering. So they have heard some awful, god awful stories. Because human beings sometimes can be really awful people. They hurt each other a lot. And some are just evil without souls. And we got to protect ourselves from those type of people. So we're building a safe place here. So just like my therapist or therapist that I just spoke about, everybody needs some of that mental health healing. And it's very important. So it's one of the things I ask you to do. Go out there, set up an appointment with a therapist. I ain't got nothing wrong with me. Desensitize the situation where it's ego and pride and all those things get in the way of healing and being a better person and being that softer and kinder world that we need. At least maybe here in the United States, maybe your little group, your family. Maybe their hearts shelled against the world, but when you close that door inside that family, it's a very loving and caring family. And I think everybody wants that for their families because that's where you heal. That's how you heal. Is that warmth, that safety, that security in your family. A lot of healing takes place there. So we've lost a lot of that too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present the March schedule, and it's a process of what I do to heal. I do this as a therapeutic endeavor to work on my cognitive abilities, to work on my planning and organization skills, to work on creativity. I've had my little creative, my paper mache, but I do it digitally. So in therapy, I've been in the mental health hospitals. They make you do that. You do a little paper mache. You're building your little collage of whatever it is. And usually they've given you a lot of meds and you're trying to figure out what planet you're on. But, we need to figure out what universe we're in here outside those walls that I've been in. So that's what I'm doing is I'm making it a better place for me and hopefully for the people that are around me. So I'm doing the best I can. So it's very important. Healing, healing, healing. So one of the things that I do to heal is I like to play video games. I like to socially grow, hang out with people from all over the world. I have met some just incredibly great people. I met a couple buttheads, but in all, some incredibly great people. That's been very kind, give me hope back in society after I was going through such cult-like harassment. Gives me faith in people, builds that trust point back up. My trust is still kind of shattered, but I'm working on it. And working with you guys helps me build that trust in that I need to do. These therapeutic things that I need that I can't find in my therapist. And I haven't found in my therapist for 17 years. So this has become an avenue for me to grow, for me to heal, because our little family is where I'm growing. And I have grown in the last year and a half, 2 years. I have grown phenomenally. I've had setbacks, I've had issues, but don't we all? So with that, we're going to get into the schedule. The schedule. So get on the game webcam here. We'll get into this here. My schedule. And here we are. The server slam schedule. You notice it is all gold this month. Marathon is being released. Bungie's marathon. I'm going to do everything I can to play as much as that I can. See, Server Slam Marathon. And like the title says, on the 26th, I'm hoping to get game night with family and friends. Uh, if things work out, it's supposed to be free. Marathon is supposed to be free that weekend. And basically from there, get everybody loaded up and get in there and play. I'm going to play all weekend and have a good time. And hopefully we get that evening. We get to get in there, learn some stuff, have some fun, carry on. Start at the very beginning, which some of us need on learning how to play and learning how to do stuff. So grow with the community, and it's gonna be a really good time. So I'm hoping that happens. My buddy Duke's birthday. He's been gone. Pardon me. 6 years, 7 years now. I still miss my little Dotson. He's my sister's dog, James and Liza and the girls. Madeline was so mad at me that that's my dog, Eldon. That is my dog. So I'm just taking care of him. So Duke's birthday. They got rid of him because Madeline came along, and my sister had a hard time taking care of all the babies and her oldest daughter, and Lily and Madeline, and taking care of everything. She was just overwhelmed. So there's that. So we're gonna do the marathon thing, the server slam. So get everybody together. Hopefully, Fat Dime can play, Dan can play. We all can have a good time and that kind of thing. It's St. David's Day, St. David, on March 1st. And really enjoying the weather. We're not into spring yet, but the 50s and some of the 60 days we've had have been phenomenal. So hopefully bring that into March and it warms up considerably and starts turning into spring. Hence, I got my spring outfit on. I got my party clothes on, having a good time, that kind of thing. So on my days off for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I took an extra day off, but I'm doing double duty on Thursday. So it's really I'm doing more work one day, took an extra day off. So I have my family physician on the 3rd of March. Basically, I'm going to go in there and talk to him about the big obesity shot, how much it is, what's the best one for me. Do some research on that. And of course, everybody knows I've talked about him enough. Greg with Hopewell, my therapist, stuff like that. Get talking to him on the 4th. Then game night with family and friends, marathon streaming, and game night. It's going to be weekly on Thursday repeat. And James should be available. James should be available. Let's get a different color. Let's get orange. Alright, a little different, not too much different color. So James and Eliza had a house fire. James went through his story. You can find it, it's posted, it's on YouTube. So the girls too, they all lost their house, they lost many of their possessions, and they're going through and rebuilding their life. Hopefully some things are better. They make some good decisions with the find some opportunities in the situation. But it'll be what it is, and it has been very taxing, very emotional, very stressful for the entire family. So game night will be on Thursdays, as long as they're up for it. So if one of the girls gets upset, Madeline, she has ADHD, horribly bad, horribly bad. And some days she is nothing but a ball of emotion. Just stubborn, fired up, fireball. Reminds me of me when I was a kid. And so from there, if something comes up, they're going to miss out on game night. But James wants to make it happen. So we made plans, maybe some Minecraft in the future, some Destiny, maybe if he likes Marathon, but he's saying he's really not into the P versus P. So we'll be doing a little something different, like some Destiny or something like that on those game nights. Going back to play some Gears of War, some Halos, something like that. So that's what's going on at. But we're going to have game nights on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be a fun time and everything else. Then Friday, Saturday, then I'll have my 8 a.m. show with the marathon on Thursday. So I'm usually up 24 hours on Thursdays. So I'm a little groggily on Friday. This Friday I barely made it through. I think I put it in at 2 hours in stream, and I was worn out. I was just like twitching. So I'll do the best I can for you. And then Saturday we have the Twid, we have Marathon, and we have anything about the Bungie Foundation. We go through and read about that. Then on uh, Sundays, right now 2 weekends a month is Bachelor cooking, and it's usually I get my groceries on the 10th. My brother Eli's birthday, my youngest brother. So, and I got my psychiatrist appointment on the 10th. This is going to be a busy day. So, order my groceries, and then that following Sunday, do bachelor cooking, and the Sunday after that's where the food is fresh. I can order it in without going to the store 100 times and stuff like that. So that first bachelor cooking Sunday at 8 a.m. will be on the 15th. The second one, just like this month in February, will be on the 22nd. So bachelor cooking. I don't think I picked the recipes out yet. I don't think I have. So we're still working on that. Let's see here. Yeah, I picked the recipes out. I forgot I did that. So the 15th and the 22nd. Chicken dumpling soup and chicken salad and a peach sandwich. I'm into these peach sandwiches. And the 22nd, avocado corn salsa, honey mustard pork chops. So that's what's going to go on there. It'll be great. So we're going to do that. Those are on the 15th and 22nd. So as soon as I get my finances back in order, they got screwed up again this month because I was a fool and tried to use my credit card at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, spend $400, and the bank algorithm came up as a fraud. It said that's fraudulent activity. $400 at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's fraudulent activity. So it's a backwards bank. So then there's that. So we got that going on. So we're coming into it. I got Greg here for my Hopewell, for my therapist again, every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. St. Patrick's Day, I had a lot of fun in Savannah, Georgia. That kind of thing. St. Patrick's Day. Drink the green beer. The green beer. And this one I'll have to miss on Thursday. I'll have to miss. I have 9 a.m. sleep apnea and Gallup list, and we'll see if I can get that changed to Jackson. We'll see. We'll go through that. Mom and Dad's anniversary, so to get my mom some flowers. So I got to figure out how to do that. So get her some roses, something nice. About 20, $25 is what I'm going to spend. So get my mom and dad flowers. Because when mom's happy and glowing, dad is happy and glowing. Because when mama's happy, dad's happy. So I'll get both of them happy by getting mom flowers. And Dad will enjoy him too. He's not such a hardcore hard case that he doesn't enjoy some nice flowers. He's been growing and buying mom flowers for 30 years or whatever it is, 40 years, and 45. And so they got it down. Dad's got it figured out. He is a smart man. So there's that. So then Dad's birthday's on the 29th. We got Palm Sunday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday. That's into the next month, April. So that kind of sums it all up. So I get some doctor's appointments coming up, keeping me busy. Should be narrowing down on uh, obesity shot. How much it's gonna cost? What I got to deal with? If it's $50 a shot, it's out of there. If it's $20, I might be able to do it. It's still $100 a month. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it's all about. I'm kind of nervous about it, honestly. Everything I've read. So that's what's going on there. So that's February's schedule. I'll post this on YouTube and post this on uh, Twitch and get everybody up to date. I'll post it in Discord too, the picture of the schedule. I'll take a picture of that schedule and plop it in to the Discord for everybody to have. Other than that, I have missed a lot of time these last couple of months. I did say at the beginning of the years, I have lots of doctor's appointments. I have a lot of health issues, and I got a lot of different stuff like that going on. In my recommended streamers, people like Violet Shade, I think I got her in there. I think I got Ilsa in there. I got a Sad Queen in there. I got Butters in there. I got Benny in there. I got all kinds of people in there, so please check them out. They all could use some support and stuff like that. As Sad Queen is going through some changes in her lifestyle, and basically from there she could use a prime or a sub to get on her feet to get things situated. Ilsa's trying to pay the bills, trying to get things going for her career. She's really investing into her career. She's trying to get a partner plus one, I think, or whatever it is. So to have her to give her a sub would mean so very much to Elsa, very very much. And all these streamers, they're good people, good-hearted people. So I recommend them. I follow them. I watch them. It's not like something I don't watch. I just got done watching the Sad Queen in the middle of the night. And I just Zerwig, I like her a lot. She's really good. I like Zavaler. She's really good. So those two young ladies doing awesome. So it's Chantel. Just got a pop up from her. She is amazing. She's doing a lot of marketing. She's really got a handle on the marketing and everything else. So she's a part of the WIG, Women in Gaming, the WIG. So that's starting to take off. I didn't have to say it one word. It's a beautiful thing. There's wonderful women sticking together, working together. Hopefully they're collaborating together to make wonderful content. And some of the best content that I sit down and watch are from women in gaming and hanging out, doing their thing. It is wonderful. Well, I think I'm going to call it pretty much there, guys. I didn't want it to be no hour show or nothing like that. Just a little something to talk about the schedule, give you a life update and that kind of thing. Um, I'll be back on at 7, about an hour or so. Yeah, about an hour or so. Yeah, 7 o'clock. It's almost 6 now. So I will be back. I'm on every morning, or I'm on the schedule. I'm at 8 a.m. I've been starting up at 7. I'm a little twitchy. wanting to stream. So I've been starting at 7, but my scheduled time's at 8. So guys, I hope you have a beautiful month. I hope you take the time and take a breath of fresh air. Plant a few flowers, take it from my mother, from what I did when I was young. It's so soul healing to play in the garden, to work with flowers and plants and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. And to have a dog, I had a little Duke, and Penny D would come over from mom and dad's house when they had doctor's appointments. She was there a lot. And great, great. Took care of Brave the horse and animals, just loving animals, taking care of them. Gives you, that feeling of love. They don't tell you, but when they nudge you in the nose, hey, feed me, Eldon, feed me. And they're so attentive and so loving. I love dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. I love horses too. So, guys, take care of yourself. Give a big hug to your family, everybody in your families you can reach out to. Give them a hug. And if you can't get to them, call them up on the phone and say, hey, mom, give dad a big hug for me. And when he gives you a hug, or when he hugs you back, that think of me hugging you too. So just something to think about. Life is precious, guys. They be snapped out of your hands just like that. Trust me, I lost 14 years, and I'm trying to make up for it. And doing what my dreams and what my ability is with my disability, what I can do. I'm making the best of it, and you guys are a part of it. So thank you for being a part of it too. It means a lot to me. So as I say always, some people don't like to hear it. James doesn't like to hear it either. I like saying it just so he's like, yes, Eldon, I know. I love you guys. So guys, take care. You need me, you know where to find me now. Drop me a DM or something like that. And if you get some serious mental health things going on, don't be afraid to dial 988 here in the States and getting some help. And if it's serious, your friend, your mom, your dad, your loved one, your kids, if they get serious, you start talking, self harm and all that kind of stuff, get them to the emergency room. Call the paramedics, get them to the hospital, drive them to the hospital, get them in the emergency room, and they will get some help. That's how I went in through the emergency room, and I spent a week in the hospital, and they put me on this path, and I'm still trying to figure out the best rewards for being on this path, and I think one of them is you guys and the growth I'm having inside myself. I haven't had this much growth within me for a long time, so I'm growing again. So thank you all. It's that time. It's 6 o'clock. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.